Okay, so this is chapter 12, checkup 61. I'm going to fill in the blanks. I would like you to check your work as you go along. If you have not done this yet, please stop this video, go complete your work, and then come back to check your work as you do this. This is a great way of learning. After you've done it, checking your work together with me will be a great learning tool. So do not just fill in the empty blanks as I go along if you have not done this yet. It will not help you in learning. All right, so Larry, let's start number 1 here. Larry builds and repairs lawnmowers for his family and friends. Who builds and repairs lawnmowers for his family and friends? Larry. What is being said about Larry? Larry builds, but he also repairs. He does 2 things. So he is building, he's repairing, but also we know there's 2, and where there's compound, there's a conjunction, all right? Okay, Larry builds and repairs what? Oh, lawnmowers. So that is going to tell me, hold on, I just missed my page. Okay, here we go. That's going to tell me, that's my direct object. So I have a direct object, go back to my verbs, in this case both of them, make them transitive. Okay. For, we know that's a preposition. For what or who? Oh, family, but also friends. So object of the preposition, object of the preposition. We have 2 objects of the prepositions. Make those compound, and our and conjunction. Okay. And then whose family and friends? His. And his, when we answer that his question, that is a P-A, possessive pronoun adjective. This is a prepositional phrase. For his family and friends, prepositional phrase. This is a declarative sentence. Let's divide between the subject and the predicate. Larry builds. Okay. Now it's going to be a little hard for me to write there, so you just have to excuse me, but I'm going to write what kind of pattern this is up here. This is a subject, noun, verb, transitive, direct object, and that is a pattern 2. All right, let's do the next one. Did you mail Tim and Hope an invitation? All right, this is going to be a little different. We have a helping verb. I hope you caught that. All right. Who mailed Tim and Hope an invitation? You. And you is a subject pronoun. All right. What is being said about you? You, this is a little tricky, you did mail. Did mail. Okay, so we have a helping verb and then our verb. Okay. And then mail what? An invitation. Direct object. To whom or for whom? Tim and Hope. 2 people, okay? So that becomes our indirect object, and we have more than one. So we have a compound indirect object, a compound indirect object, and between them is our conjunction and. Okay? And is always an article adjective. Okay, looking good. So this is an interrogative question or sentence. And then let's divide here. Did you mail? And I'm very sorry, I forgot, didn't I? Hopefully you caught this, and I didn't yet. So hopefully you saw that I did not come back here. Once I saw my direct object, I should have come back and made this verb transitive. So hopefully you caught that, and you were thinking, Mrs. Halloran, stop! You didn't do it right. So hopefully I fixed that now, and it looks like yours. Okay, so we're dividing between the subject and the pronoun, or the subject and the predicate. So you mail, but look at this. This verb goes over here. Verbs go with the predicate. It's because it's inverted. It's not in natural order. So we are going to underline this sentence. I think that you know this goes twice. Our subject is just one. in my class, I'm not doing this right now, but you know I like nice straight lines, so I'd like you to use your ruler. Hopefully use your ruler for that. Okay, the boys, did I do all that? Oh, I'm sorry, jumping ahead of myself. So this is a subject, noun, verb, transitive, indirect object, direct object. That is pattern 3. All right, let's move on. The boys and girls are listening carefully to your instructions. Who are listening carefully? Boys and girls. Okay, 2 things here. So we have our subject noun and our subject noun. We have 2 subject nouns. So let's put a compound, and our between them 2, a conjunction. All right? We can go back to the here. We know that's going to be an article adjective. Okay, what is being said about the boys and girls? Boys and girls are listening. Okay, are listening. We got 2 verbs in there. We got this guy helping out and the action right here. So we know this is a helping verb and this is our verb. Listening. And we're listening what? No. So this is not a direct object, okay? So listening, how? How are they listening? And when we ask the question how, we always know that is an adverb. Carefully. To, we know that's a preposition. To what? Instructions. Object of the preposition. Your. To whose instructions? Your. And whenever we have your, who, we're asking whose. Whose, we know that is a PPA. Okay, or this case is a pronoun. Sometimes it's a noun, but this is a possessive pronoun adjective. Your. To your instructions, prepositional phrase. This is a declarative sentence. We're going to divide between the subject and the predicate. Girls are listening. Okay. This is a subject, noun, verb. Oh, this is just a pattern 1 sentence. Okay, let's move on here. Let's do a little quick camera check. Okay, so let's come here. We're going to underline the subject and the verb here. Should be getting good at finding the subject and the verb of a sentence. Randy repaired the telephone. Randy repaired. Okay. Write the verb, repaired. Okay, and then is this a linking verb or an action verb? And remember, we're thinking linking verb, we're thinking, is it one of our 23 helping verbs? Is it one of the helping verbs? Repaired, definitely not. That's an action. That's someone doing something, right? So this is a action verb. And then we're going to write the pattern here. Randy repaired what? That's a direct object right there. Okay, so this is subject, noun, verb, transitive, direct object. Okay, whales are mammals. Our verb here, what is our verb in this sentence? Whales is our subject. Are, that is our verb. Okay, here's a little clue. Are is usually a helping verb, but today it's not helping anything. So this is going to be a linking verb. Come back and put in this is our. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and fill in a subject, noun. This is a linking verb. And is this describing them or it's renaming them? Can we say whales equal mammals? Yes, so this is actually renaming. And I'll remind you, predicate nominative means renaming. And predicate adjective is describing. Let's see if that fell off there. Can you see that? Okay, hold on. I'm going to move things up a little bit. Hopefully that will help. Okay. All right. Okay. So this is PRN, predicate nominative. All right, Sherry stayed home. Sherry stayed, that is our subject verb. Our verb is stayed. Stayed, that's just an action. I know she's not doing anything, but her Sounds like what we're doing right now, right? Staying home. So this doesn't look like an action, but it's not one of our helping verbs. It's actually doing something, even though you're just staying. Okay? So subject, noun, verb. She stayed home. Okay? All right. The pies are delicious. Okay, subject, sorry about that. Subject, verb. Pies are, okay? Pies are, so this is are, that's our verb. This is a helping verb without anything to help. So we know that's going to be a linking verb. And then subject, noun, linking verb. And pies are delicious. Is that renaming the pie? Or is that, if I would have said pies are I don't know, are cherry. Actually, let's just scrap that idea. Pies are delicious. It's describing how the pies taste, right? Delicious. So this is describing, remember describing is PA, which is predicate adjective. All right. Nana gave the baby a bottle. So Nana, that's our subject. And what is Nana? What's been said about Nana? Nana gave. Okay, so Nana gave. This is our verb. Is that an action or a linking? Action verb. And the pattern would be subject, noun. She gave what? A bottle, right? Direct object. To whom or for whom? The baby. Oh, that is a pattern 3. So subject, noun, verb, transitive, IODO. All right. So let's move on to the next section. This is when we have 2 negatives in a sentence. We never do that in English. That is poor grammar. So we are going to fix these sentences. There isn't no medicine here. We would never say that. So we need to fix this. We're going to find the 2 negatives, isn't and no. And they want us to use rule number 2. And rule 2 says take out the negative part of the contraction. And this is our contraction. So instead of saying isn't, we're going to say is. We're going to take out that int part, which means not. So there is no medicine here. Okay? I can't hardly wait for the concert. So our negatives here, this is a little tricky in my opinion. So our negatives here are going to be can't and hardly. Okay? So they want you to rule 2. Take out the negative part of the contraction. So I can hardly wait for the concert. Okay. He hasn't done nothing today. So hasn't is definitely negative because it's that int on there that means not and nothing. Okay, and it says rule 1, change the second negative to a positive. So this is nothing should be anything. He hasn't done anything today. Okay, period. Jason didn't say nothing, so let's underline didn't, nothing. And rule 3, remove the first negative word, okay? Jason, and we're going to move this whole word. And instead of, it says we might change the verb here, and this is where you would change the verb. Because to say, just remove this, it won't make sense. Jason, say nothing. Maybe we're going to change this verb to past tense because didn't means is already happened, right? Didn't, did not. So we're going to say Jason said nothing. We're going to make that make sense. Okay. Okay, so now we're moving on to the rest of our story. of the mouse, the case of the missing mouse between Jason and Sally. Jason's afraid of getting in trouble from mom, and Sally is not being very kind. My class is not a big fan of Sally. All right, so mine got cut off a little bit, but I think you guys will be able to understand. You win, Jason said quickly, as he heard his mom in the hall. I'll do your dish chores for a week. All right, so you win. So we're gonna, that's something he's saying. Capitalize that. You win. Let's make that exclamation point. If you put a period, that's fine. But maybe more expressively, he would have been, you win. So maybe an exclamation. But a period is fine there as well. Then we're gonna make that Jason said quickly as he heard his mom in the hall. Period. Okay. Quote. This is aisle and then apostrophe. So that is 1, 2, 3. That's 3 mistakes I fixed there. I'll do your chores for a week. So I'm just going to rewrite week again, even though there's nothing wrong with that word. Period. Quote. You can put an exclamation point there too if you like. All right. So let me count that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 10. Oh dear, I think I missed one. So I'm sure you found it already. Did I count wrong? Oh, so this is actually 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry about that. Because this is the period, quote, capital I, and the apostrophe for the aisle. So that's actually 4, which will bring us up to 11. All right. Hopefully I didn't lose you on that one. Okay, Sally smiled. You'll find your mouse in his cage. I found him in my room earlier and put him back. All right, so Sally is capitalized. Sally smiled, comma, quotation, capital Y, and apostrophe. You'll find your mouse in his cage. I'm going to say that's a period there. I found him in my room earlier, comma, this is 2 different thoughts. She could break that into 2 sentences if she wanted to. I found him in my room earlier, and I put him back. I'm going to fill in the period, quote. All right, so let's count that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. So on your test, you will be given the rest of this story, the exciting conclusion of the story about Jason and Sally and the mouse.